it's Kara with the bag holder as well as Today's Living. Make sure you subscribe to my channel, please. If you like these or you watch them, please subscribe. It makes me feel good. We're going to do another great Thanksgiving recipe. It's the traditional green bean casserole with a little twist. And the twist is we're just adding bacon and onion soup mix. That's it. So you're going to follow the directions on the package and then add these two things. So I don't pay attention to the directions anymore because I've made it for so many years. But I've got one package. These were frozen green beans. I've defrosted them overnight, didn't even throw them in the freezer. I'm going to put these in here. This is, let me see how many ounces this is because it's 14 ounces. And you can do, depending on how many you serve, you can do 2 of these if you're doubling it. If you just need pretty much a half of this extra serving, just do a can of green beans. Mix it in there so it looks pretty. But I love these whole green beans. They just make a much better presentation. So we're going to do that. We're going to do 1 can of mushroom, the cream of mushroom. Hey, if they have the golden mushroom where you guys are, use it. Now, if you don't like mushrooms, then they also have a cream of onion, which obviously is fantastic. So again, it's not complicated, just do it so that it can fit your family. Then we're going to do a half a package of the onion soup mix. Now, little tip, save the other half a package because it goes on top of our turkey. You want to make sure that you shake it up so you don't pour and everything that pours out is just the onion. You want to make sure you have that yummy seasoning that's with it. But you're going to do a half a package. And again, the other half a package will not go wasted because we use that on our turkey rub. Now we need a half a cup of milk. Now the recipe, or the directions say 3/4 of a cup. I only use a half a cup. I don't like it so creamy. So we're doing a half a cup of that. Doot doot. Then we're going to do bacon. Now I cook up, and I'm going to show you this just so you can see this tip. I cook up a ton of bacon. I bake it in the oven for about 30 minutes at 350. I've done 2 trays in 30 minutes, no mess, no cleanup at all. And I use that baking, the drippings, to add to gravies, to add to the squash casserole, whatever you're gonna make, do it right there. And again, you're not having to rotate. See, I have 1 pan here and 1 pan here. Perfect. And again, 30 minutes, but no mess, no cleanup. I put wax paper on it. So I just have 4 or 5 slices here. That's what I use. And I'm going to break it apart and put it right inside the holder, right inside my bag. Now again, I'm not going to tell you why you should be getting a bag holder. You should have already done that. But the beauty is I can mix this, make ahead, and store it just like this. So this is something I can make like 2 days ahead, store it right in the bag. And I'm going to show you how easy this is. Use my little napkin to wipe my hands off. I'm done. How easy and uncomplicated is that? And you have a little twist. It's not the old that everybody does. You've created it to fit you. Now, if you don't want the cream of mushroom soup, I'm going to give you another tip. Get rid of the cream of mushroom soup and milk. Add the bacon, same onion soup mix, as well as a 1/4 cup or a half a cup of toasted pecans. Now you've got a lot healthier, not nearly as good, but a lot healthier and still a great flavor. And you can still top it with the French fried onions. So what I'm going to do is I'm mixing this up so that it all gets well blended. And as you know, it takes no time whatsoever when you use a bag. And like I said, if I wanted to, I can store it just like this. This takes up so much less space than the pan that I'm going to bake it in. So why not store in bags? It also takes up a ton of less space than those Tupperware dishes. And it fits it perfectly. I can suck out the air. Look at how small it actually has gotten now. That's it. See? Super duper. I can fit it anywhere. So you need to go buy a bag holder so you can make using bags a breeze. All right, we have this ready to go. Let me go get my dish and we'll put it in the oven. I've got my dish and I'm actually using a loaf pan because during the holidays, if you're like me, you have so many things going in the oven that there's just not enough room. So I am cooking this high versus wide. Same thing. I may have to add a little bit, 10 or 15 minutes cooking time, but I'll be able to put more in the oven so that they're all done and hot at the same time. So let's do this. Basically, we are putting our green beans. Now, to get these juices out, you want to make sure you do that just like when you're using a bowl, you use the spoon or a spatula to get it out. You don't need that. You just use your hands. So you take the top, get out all the yummy drippings, all the yummy juices, and we are good. Oh, down to the last little drip. Awesome. Again, that's another one that we can wash and reuse, which we will, because you know what? I'm going to wash and reuse it, and anything I have left, I'm going to be able to store it right in the same bag. One dish, one pot, one mess. Or lack of thereof, no mess. So we've got our green beans. You can see how yummy this looks. Very, very tasty and all well blended. Now, just like it says, sprinkle these onions right on top. Excellent. Cover it up. It tells you to use, I don't know what it tells you. I use it till there's just nothing left to see that's green because it's so tasty. We're going to pop these in the oven according to the directions that it says, and depending on how much you have done, but you're going to bake it at 350. It says for 30 minutes or until bubbling. Make sure you pay attention to the until bubbling because you don't want burnt mess, and you don't want your green beans to dry out. You may have to stir it a little bit, or if it starts to brown too much, pop some foil over it so that it can continue to cook since you're doing high versus wide. So we'll see you as soon as it's finished. Hi guys, it's Kara with the bag holder as well as Today's Living. Make sure you subscribe to my channel, please. If you like these or you watch them, please subscribe. It makes me feel good. We're going to do another great Thanksgiving recipe. It's the traditional green bean casserole with a little twist. And the twist is we're just adding bacon and onion soup mix. That's it. So you're going to follow the directions on the package and then add these two things. So I don't pay attention to the directions anymore because I've made it for so many years. But I've got one package. These were frozen green beans. I've defrosted them overnight. Didn't even throw them in the freezer. I'm going to put these in here. This is, let me see how many ounces this is because it's 14 ounces. And you can do, depending on how many you serve, you can do 2 of these if you're doubling it. If you just need pretty much a half of this extra serving, just do a can of green beans. Mix it in there so it looks pretty. But I love these whole green beans. They just make a much better presentation.